Maybe. There it is. Oh, it's Barry.
Joe Cool is here.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Or they call Joseph.
What is up?
What's up with you guys?
Oh, that's a car. Oh,
That's
Uh,
my
your
truck.
Prius? your truck computer. Oh,
Thought I'd bring it in. If you guys wanted to look inside.
I
okay.
cannot do that while I'm recording the meeting.
What is the green thing? The green thing, the green erasers.
Yeah.
Not do stuff while you're doing stuff.
Sure you can. Just badly. How good are you guys at soldering?
I'm not bad. What needs to be soldered?
Getting old, need a steady hand.
Yeah. Allegedly, I need to replace that chip right there.
Oh, well, that's desoldering.
Well, I figured getting it off isn't the hard part. Putting the new one on is. I've never squared or soldered a square flat thingy like that. I don't know if you
That is-
really think about that.
That is funkadelic.
And from what I understand, that aluminum cools it off very fast. And
That's just funky. Oh, all right. So you need a
I've got the stuff to take it off. That's like I said. And allegedly my soldering iron can put it back on. I'm just not sure I can. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've never soldered that big of a joint before.
yeah, I don't know if I could do that. You need that's surface mount stuff. That's big surface mount stuff, but it's surface mount.
Yeah. I got a buddy, he said he'd do it, but he probably charged me unless it was something really easy.
Who has surface mount stuff? That would be Vicente.
Vicente probably could do it,
He got surface mount.
but I don't know. He might have to take the board out.
Mm.
to do it.
Everybody I've seen do it, they left it where it
They've
is.
left it where it is.
But the one guy, it kind of makes me leery because
Nice.
all this stuff came off and he just puts a bridge wire and passes all those little micro surface stuff.
Well, these are either resistors or capacitors.
Yeah,
But-
cats.
That I've got a heat gun. I probably could get that off pretty easy, but it would lift everything else up.
That's what I was trying to think of. What's gonna come off when I take that chip off? And then I got to thinking, I bet that's why that guy soldered a cross wire there and just said to hell with all those little chips. But yeah, I have no idea. I'm kind of gun shy.
My issue is not so much. Well, I mean, I've got the heat gun. I could get that off, but I don't have the right thing to put it back.
Yeah, you gotta have the right kind of solder page stuff.
Yeah, well, and if you're really good, you should mark where these go when they lift off, and you could just put them back because you can resolder those stupid things. But here's why is it tinted like that?
Well, because so nobody showed how to take the stupid thing apart.
Okay,
And me being the trivial moron that I am, I started with the side where pins are.
Big old screwdriver.
And, well, it was a pry bar. But it was screwed to the frame, this section here was screwed in, so like where all these pins are,
Yeah,
these things
yeah.
were screwed into the
So-
block that goes in here, so like 1 inch, only when it blocked it.
So-
Rings around it. And goes through there, and all those little screw holes were bolted to that. And
So you're not afraid that you've done some damage there, maybe?
nah, that'd be fine.
It's fine. Damn.
It's not costing him anything so far.
Well, it's just
It's
board, it's not gonna, isn't busted because it's been a little. Trust me, you should have seen my Commodore 64 in the day. And I'll tell you what, you think when you put your fist into and knock your caps lock through the thing and put 4 splits through the board, that it wouldn't work anymore, but it worked fine for years. Matter of fact, it's still working today.
There you go.
You never needed a board to actually. Yeah, that's like a big ground area or something. You probably right. It's probably not damaged. But bending a board does not sound like a good idea to me.
Well, I mean, look at how it's been on the,
I
they
see it.
folded over in half anyway.
But it was designed to be folded over in half. See,
You know,
see the little ribbon cable there?
You don't have a fold phone yet? You're usually on the bleeding edge.
Here comes the phones, they can burn in hell in my book.
Mm.
So I had a very interesting talk with a guy here at Micro Center a few minutes ago. He was talking about that Microsoft's looking to turn Windows 12 into a monthly subscription and replace their CPU with their own proprietary chip to get rid of AMD.
Okay,
I've heard.
go for it. And guess what? What's gonna happen next?
AMD's gonna,
Linux is gonna take off like a rocket.
well, I told him, I ain't gonna spend the time on a Microsoft product if I had to. They're gonna force it, and
Go ahead,
I'll go back to an addict.
go ahead, give him a loaded gun and let's see, spin the barrel and okay. I can play that game.
Stuff, everybody needs stuff. There's stuff, here's some stuff. This has cameras and FRS radios.
Oh.
It's stuff,
You got 2 FRS radios at work, rechargeable or,
they're not rechargeable.
okay, a multiple channel,
Yeah.
Okay,
There's 4 or 5 of them in here,
oh man.
six of them in here. These are workhorses. You can't tell. I use these until the plastic around the antenna fell off.
I probably got a couple around somewhere.
But
Mm.
Motorola's
Oh,
that they make. And these ones actually have the push to talk on the side instead of on the front.
yeah.
And another Motorola
You might as well say that, so you're gonna have to go through them again.
and a
Okay.
Cobra. I know all the Motorola's use the same channel numbers. The Cobra is probably old enough that it's using a different channel.
They changed the channel number?
Yeah, well,
Why
Back-
not?
back in the day, before everybody standardized anything. All the manufacturers just kind of did their own damn thing.
Yeah,
They'll all talk to each other, but you've got to figure out which channel is which.
Where's everybody else?
Don't need.
I thought I was late, but I was talking to the dude up there at Microsoft.
You need cameras? Webcams? Sure you do.
Yeah.
You don't even have a webcam. You just need one. There you go. Webcams. Pick one out. There's a lot of 720p's in there.
Oh, that sounds crappy. I'll run one of those.
Very. You're looking at a gift camera in the mouth.
Yes, I am. How many boxes did you bring?
I brought enough, I gotta get rid of stuff. Microcontrollers. Actual real computer. Thing that I don't know what it is. Microcontrollers.
Is Vicente back from California?
I don't know. I'm hoping that he was gonna be here because. There's microcontrollers. Vicente,
Well, that's the Raspberry Pi. That's an original.
yeah, that's the original. And while it's worth something, it's not worth a lot. A lot of this stuff is just
Is that a print board?
brand new. Some sort of light display. Brand new, never put together.
What's this do?
That goes on. Maybe a beagle bone and. Changes the
The road space booster pack?
it makes it easier to use the Grove connector. Thingamabobs,
Just for TI, instruments, launch.
so it's probably a beagle bone. Arduinos. Ooh, a motor driver shield. Somebody can build a robot.
Oh, robots.
A flexible relay shield. Look at this brand spanking new. I never even pulled it out of the box. And I have no use for it. That is why it never got pulled out of the box. These are weird little boards. These nanodes. They're Leonardo's, but I had to flash the Leonardo firmware on them to get it to work.
No,
Yeah. They're interesting little boards, though. And this is a Tesla IO. board.
Startup sells a stamp sized Linux server for $5. It's called the Omega 2.
The Omega 2. Would that be? There's the Omega 1, the original.
Oh. Was it $5?
It was not. And it's not in there. It must be on the expansion deck. I used this for. I actually did use this one for a little bit. Or something. Yep, it's on the extension route. That's the only way it's actually useful is if you have a way to power it.
8-inch floppy on your PC.
I think it's a little Linux machine embedded in it. It's
I can stick it in my tinkering box and tinker stuff I've never gotten to tinker with.
That's what I'm trying to do, is get rid of all the stuff that,
I've been building a nice paper box. I haven't touched it any, but I would really like to get into this stuff.
this. I bought this one off of Kickstarter. I used it for a few minutes. Then I went with Raspberry Pi and it was.
Well, that's my problem, I can't even find. Think of other use for my Raspberry Pi.
It depends on the Raspberry Pi.
So I got like a 1, 2, and a 3. I didn't even bother buying a 4th because I haven't done anything with the other 3. I only got like 7 of them now. Between what I've gotten from security things where they give them away. I got like 5 zeros or something. Because they were so cheap, and then I won like a really like 1 or 2 really decked out with this some conference I spoke at. Is the door prize.
An Arduino Uno.
Tiny Raspberry Pi 2040 module.
With the actual boards on it. With all the
Well, those are both clones. I mean, Chinese clone.
I wonder what that's all. Whatever it'll be,
Probably. A really nice motor driver. Vicente needs to come here. That's a really nice motor driver.
this 3D printer board.
No, I don't think so. I think that predates 3D printers, actually.
I have a friend send me messages when I was trying to leave it. I guess they tried to flash their Ender 3 Pro and bricked it. But same thing as this one.
And
I don't know if I find a use for it, then I'll cry. Like, I wish I had the other.
I wish I knew what to do with this. That is one of those nano boards, I believe. Here's the weirdest thing about these boards. This one probably already has the Leonardo firmware on it. You program it off of the FTDI header. And that it's got an Ethernet. I mean, these were neat little boards. But there's no you don't program it through the USB. That's just for power. Well, they were trying to add all this extra stuff to it and keep it the same form factor and everything else. But then, because of the nature of what this thing was, it was supposed to be programmable over the website, which is why it had an Ethernet connector. The website disappeared like 2011 or something like that.
I got it. So it's kind of like
So
it was a
Leonardo. So I had to make it useful. And the guy, I talked to the guy who actually invented this thing. And he was like, cool, send me links so I could tell other people how to do it. Because it wasn't as easy as you would have thought to flash Leonardo firmware on it.
Yeah.
But he was like, that's cool. So it's still useful. I'm like, yeah, it's still useful. It's just not useful.
Yeah. Quasi useful.
It's sort of useful.
All your coins, what's the coolest thing that I need but don't need?
brand new Arduino Duo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. There's another,
I don't have any Arduino Duo.
look at that. That one doesn't have anything populated. You wanna practice, surface mount soldering?
No.
You kind of destroy this board if you try. I mean,
Surface mount is the bane of my existence.
yeah, but it's all there. That would be a good practice board.
It's all there except for the chips that go there.
Yeah, well, that's why it would be a good practice board, right? Because it's. I'm pretty sure that's already soldered masked. All you have to do is stick it in there and
You know what?
melt the solder. Yeah. And stuff, and stuff, and stuff, and more stuff. That's a good
I really do wanna build like a little mini CNC router thing. I got the router and some stainless screws.
one. Are you using stepper motors?
I don't know what to use yet. I haven't enough of anything yet. I'm looking at that, but I've got,
We can look up,
stainless steel screw rod or whatever.
we can look up what these motor controllers are doing. They might do.
This is stepper motors.
Oh, that's a big,
Two stepper motor controller.
stepper motors are what, 4-wire?
It's 5 on this one. It's 5.
5-wire?
Oh, remember, no, I didn't think it was 5, I thought it was 4.
Well, it probably is 4, but they're gonna say this has got 5 on the side.
Hey, man.
Or it's polarity. So much selection.
One of them's ground.
Where's the Star Wars cookies? Thought about making some yesterday, but with our cookie presses, it was 4 different Star Wars chips.
You know, well,
But I wasn't motivated.
now we're gonna hold it against you.
Next year.
After next year, we're after this tomorrow for Pacific Day.
Oh. That was the 6th. Yeah, tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo, that's Friday Margarita Day.
2 servos, 2 steppers, or 4. Okay, yeah.
Well, it's like, here you go. First has got 6.
That, that is for a micro bit. I might hold on to that. I don't need it. Here, stuff, free stuff. All you have to do is take it home. There's more stuff.
Oh,
I'm not done with stuff yet.
What's the white one?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, you wanna be careful with those white ones.
What is that? 16 hertz.
Oh, that's not the one. Okay, that one's fine. I must have already got rid of the bad ones. I had some white ones that came with these things. And these things took too much power and kind of sort of shorted out the white cheap white boards. But these worked fine. Little wireless dealy bobs. That I found out. If you're going to use these, you really need to use them with real Arduinos, not the fake
One of
ones.
those RF transmitters on, didn't it?
Probably.
Got another one?
I don't know. Oh, no, that's probably just a microcontroller, an RF microcontroller. Like it's not an ESP.
Well, I ordered like 10 of these off the internet a while back, when I got one, because the bag got, might have been 20. Got stuck in the conveyor belt, and it, yeah, it ate a hole through it all, so I got like one. So and I need to do is break down, order another batch of them.
There's good stuff in here. Look here, cameras. Cameras. Not that anybody really needs cameras.
USB camera.
Yeah, there's. These are 720. Most of these are 720.
Little one, yeah.
They're Logitech, so they should work with anything.
So I've got, I've been playing with my Macs since they're all working anyway. So I got a friend of mine's company went out of business, so I got their Mac servers. And of course they're working really bad. But my mini Mac just past its cutoff. And then my MacBook Air or my MacBook Pro, I guess it's only 2013, it's cut off too, which
Well, from updates,
yeah.
that sucks, yeah.
So a friend of mine from International Paper called me out of the blue last week, and this is where the story kind of got started. He told me about it. Have you guys heard of Open Core Legacy Patcher? That lets you put modern operating systems on your old Macs. So you can upgrade past what their dropped support is from from Apple.
Yeah,
So I dropped that on my MacBook Pro last night and it worked great. So I'm kind of debating doing it to my mini Mac, but now I'm trying to figure out what to do with my mini Mac. One of the guys suggested using it as a TV for like FaceTime. You know, you put it on, you know, because then you got your Apple control and watch all your, you know, everything on your television and everything else. And
so what's that called?
it was called Open Core Legacy Patcher. But the catch-22 that really irked me off is like, so if I had the next model up of my mini Mac, it had all USB 3 ports. And I haven't turned it into like an external drive array storage. But since mine's all 5 ports of USB 2, yeah, I don't think I want to use it that way.
Rather she do.
It'd be brutal to copy 18 terabytes to a USB 2 port.
So Steve. Stuff. Toys. Go home toys.
Ah. How good are you at soldering, sir?
Pretty good.
You like to see the funky chip that's supposed to need to be replaced?
I bet it's that one that has the most bleeds.
Nope, it's only 2.
No.
3.
Two's easy.
So
3.
that one.
Okay.
One big square plate and a pin.
Wonder what Steve's story is here.
I'm Steve.
Job interview,
Steve.
stay in Cord.
I got a new job.
Yeah.
Another new job?
Well,
Looking for a new job.
I'm not at Siemens anymore.
Yeah,
I'm at
yeah,
LCS.
Yeah, okay. They expect you to look good?
No, I get a haircut about every 4 to 6 months.
Oh, okay.
It's hair. It'll
What did
come
you say
back.
this was?
Well,
It's for a micro bid. It's a motor driver for a micro.
I can probably do that. The only thing that I'm concerned about is,
All the stuff around it.
oh no, that's all minor stuff. I've got a hot air desoldering station.
Yeah.
I figured I could get it off. I got thinking, I've never done a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch plate solder thing.
Well, since this is bad, the good news is you can heat up the chip. I mean, are
Oh.
you sure it's bad?
Well. So here's the thing. You put the test equipment on, it doesn't even read it's there. So, and the videos and
Wait,
everything.
Any of it?
Any of it, it can't, the computer can't talk
Okay.
to this, like the diagnostic computer cannot talk with it all. So this is the surge protector. Zener diode that keeps the computer from getting zagged. And of course, the one video I watched, the guy basically goes 96% of the time, the problem with this computer is that died. And I finally got those in last week.
Oh, okay, so this was the 10 amp Zener question a while ago,
Yeah.
20 something.
This is a 27C
Yeah,
Zener diode. Whatever that is. Nobody has it in the United States.
Hmm.
The first place it's supposed to have it in is DGT August 4th. So. Now there is 38-week lead time. So I ordered from China.
So eventually it just came down to China was actually faster than,
Well, so yeah, funny thing about that too, like they used to be 40-cent chips before
Oh, yeah,
COVID.
everything was.
Now they're, like $1.50 chips. But like you're gonna spend the money, you might as well buy 10, right?
Cause then it's only $3.
Yeah, so. And then it's still $10 shipping or something, the
Mhm.
air, whatever, fly it back over in the little pouch.
So how much is this little computer?
$2,000. So I'm taking my shot with my $1.50 chip.
So do you know what a curve tracer is?
Not good.
It's a thing you use with an oscilloscope and it injects reasonably high voltage AC into components. And then you watch what the output is on the scope. Capacitors draw a circle. You use X and Y
Okay.
and set it up as a Laseo pattern. Capacitors and inductors draw circles. And if they're oblong, it means that there's a reactance to it. And transistors draw little knee shapes and stuff. That would be a diode, which is one N knee. They very rarely do damage to other things in the circuit, but you're on 2 points.
Yeah.
And everything happens between those 2 points. That would be a way to verify for certain.
Well,
I would
so
expect there's also a fuse somewhere near that.
I put my little multimeter thing and I'm getting rolled in both directions. So
But you're not putting the voltage on it, you're just putting a Tesla, because Zener needs to, need to get above the firing voltage.
But if you get conductance in both directions, Zener's
Oh,
going-
conductance, oh, yeah, okay, sorry,
So
Hmm.
yeah.
I figured out.
Unless there's enough stuff around it to,
Charging.
yeah.
Through. But so that, I was going off basically the one guy's video that said,
Yeah.
that. But what disturbs me though, is so like his video. When he goes back, all these little surface things here,
Mhm.
they're all missing. And he bridges to this plate to that pin with a wire, a piece of silver by you.
Yeah.
And just bridges.
So if you use a hot air gun,
No, I mean,
you can take that out and you'll melt the solder around the other components, but go for nice low flow, high temperature, and you won't disturb them. You'll be able to get it out of there.
tweezers,
Yeah,
hot air and tweezers, and you get it out.
yeah, I don't know. I have a buddy that does a whole lot more than this. I'm talking to him a little bit about bringing it by him. But he said he'd do it for a price unless it was really easy.
Well,
He
if,
didn't say
if his
what.
price is under a half case of beer, I'd say, go for it.
That's what I found out that, but I didn't know. And like I said, I got to thinking about it the other day, because I talked to him about that being a square. I've never tried to even do anything like that, so. I don't know how bad that'd be.
You brought the whole cart in, huh?
Oh, I brought stuff. I gotta get rid of stuff. Stuff has to go away.
But yeah,
It was easier to carry the stuff in the cart.
well, that way, somebody wanted to see the insides of what a $1,000 truck computer looks like. That's built like the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It is curious that they folded the board.
That is not how my computer looks.
At least it's set up that it's the circuit board, I gotta worry about, you just gotta worry about the aluminum splitting.
I'm kind of curious, they've got the processor and the IO and stuff up here, and all of the power components on this side. I wouldn't have done that, but. I did not control.
What truck did this come out of?
The Dodge 2500.
There's a neat thing that you may want to look into. Programming your own Arduino. I'm trying to remember, it's not.
You can tell me I can stick in my own laptop, that'd be awesome, because I got plenty of
Oh,
spares.
pretty close.
I just gotta match the pins for that stupid plug.
They sell a
Adapter.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the
probably
cost is
good.
about the same, but you end up with a thing that you can take out of your truck and put into a Chrysler, and take it out of the Chrysler and put it into a Dodge and into a Ford. And you tell this pin is for X, Y, Z, and it's trying to remember what that whole project is called. It's an open source engine computer. You know, it's impressive what all it can do.
2 weeks, 0 days, 15 hours. 13 minutes. So the hand
Until-
mentioned.
Well,
You need to move over.
no,
So if there's anything in my pile you're interested in.
Tiles
I
and
mean, I
megas.
don't wanna be a hog or anything. Just grabbed a couple things I thought I might tinker with. Nobody takes Galileo, I might tinker with that too.
I have a Galileo. How many of those Galileos did you have? Because I bought one from you.
I don't know.
Many.
I don't.
He
know.
didn't say why. Did you notice that?
Yeah. I mean, how many motor controllers do I need? I mean, there's like 6 or 7 motor controllers in there.
Oh, I'll pull a couple out, where's some more?
They're in,
This thing.
that is some sort of weird proprietary wireless thingamabob. The Frankenstein, the open source controller. Is that,
It doesn't sound right.
An Arduino wireless.
yeah. So
It's got a Bluetooth thing on it.
it's not really Bluetooth.
Oh,
No,
it's got something on it.
there's 3 of these boards somewhere. There's 2 more of these boards somewhere.
Yeah, they were stacking.
Okay. And this is paired. 2 of these boards are paired together. And 2 of these, and on board and wireless dealy box.
What's the word, Steve?
You plug it into the computer and you can,
Remote.
Just a dongle, or is that?
just a dongle. It's a USB to UART. 2.4 gigahertz thingamabob. Now,
I got you. So it's basically you can send the instructions in with you. On the fly.
these things were really, really cool when wireless stuff was expensive. wireless stuff
Well, yeah.
used to be expensive. These things were cheap, but they're not, it's not Wi-Fi, it's not Bluetooth, it's its own thing. It's not,
Probably used some mouse controller or something.
and the weirdest thing, well, the specs for it, if I remember right back in the day, said you could repair them. You know, pair them to something else or whatever. I could never get it to work. I could only, this one could talk to this one, or this one could talk to that one, but I could never get it to.
It's not like, done in like Wi-Fi A or something, is it? Wasn't that 2.5?
There was yeah,
I
don't know.
The reason I asked, because after they went to the next generation Wi-Fi, they like banned that channel. So there's actually, there was some company I was talking to a while back, and they bought up all those WAPs that way because it's legal to use, but because it's off band, you aren't supposed to be able to scan for it.
Yeah.
Legally. So it allows them to have a wireless internal network
Hey.
that's off scope or something.
A had A also was the first one to do 5 gigahertz.
Was it?
Yeah, and that was. I tried to get a whole bunch of the WAP that were 5 gigahertz, well before. 5 gigahertz was a thing, because it was slow though. They
Yeah.
didn't
Well, yeah.
utilize it right,
Yeah, it's like 1 meg transfer rate, but if you're sending like,
but it was,
alerts or something.
all
it's great.
private. It was, you could set up your own private Yielding bot with it.
Yeah. So for like security alerts
And
for
nothing-
breaches on buildings, it's great because
And when I was,
nobody's looking for it and it's.
well, when I was trying to get it, 5 gigahertz wasn't even a thing. That was just
Still hypothetical.
well, I knew it was coming, but the two weren't supposed to be able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 2 different things. I was like, that's gonna be awesome. But
But no,
I went to the auction to buy them. Because I saw them in the picture. Went to the auction. Other people saw them in the picture. Those things went for an
Well, that's-
insane amount of money.
That's what grabbed me up, because somebody told me what somebody paid for like 20 of those at some place, and I'm like, what the frack for? And then that's when they told me, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, there's a couple outfits that use them for security purposes,
Mhm.
because they're out of band and nobody looks or monitors for it anymore, and you can communicate on it without anybody.
It's not fast, but it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah,
It does what it's supposed to do.
I know. Well, that's kind of stuck. I've never even thought of that, because it's like that's my problem with like Wi-Fi cameras, and everybody and their mother could walk around and looking to loop those or jam them or something. But if you're using something nobody knows about on a frequency that's
You need all
off
the,
by,
No, you don't.
they don't know any better, so they're not looking for it.
there was before they went to 2.4 gigahertz, they were using 900 for a while, 900 megahertz. And those stupid access points go for crazy stupid money.
Yeah.
And I'm going, why? They're like 0.5.
Yeah.
They're slow as sin. Why are they?
Oh,
Why do they go for crazy stupid money?
when I was at UC, we were setting up the original Wi-Fi lead that our network guy was just, oh, these are the best things ever. And I'm like, what we had that could even utilize, because I mean, laptops weren't very common, but I guess we had something, and it's like, it was so pitifully slow compared to just jacking it into the Ethernet port. It's like, why would anybody ever use that?
That's like a little Linux. I'm pretty sure that's embedded Linux.
An onion is layers.
What is it, security onion box or something?
No. Not exactly sure what it is.
Oh,
It's an Omega and an expansion dock.
well, just security onion.
No.
Micro box. Does that have onion on the picture?
It just lists as Omega.
No, that was a Kickstarter project. I played with it for a little bit. Put it in his box and that's where it ended up.
I've been very happy with some Kickstarter stuff, by KVM. And so disappointed with so many others.
That one really wasn't a disappointment. I mean, Jim, before you got here, Jim was talking about the Onion or the Omega 2 microcontroller that they come out with. So it wasn't disappointing, it just wasn't. Look at all the crap I've got to play with. I mean,
The micro Omega.
I don't get rid of stuff until I have to get rid of stuff.
Patty's in the car with a gun, yeah. It don't come back,
That was another,
don't bring
that
anything back.
one wasn't. There's another one in here that. There's a couple of different Kickstarter projects that are in here.
This is a pair of tiny little Unos.
Put them on top of a Raspberry Pi.
Ah. No,
Yeah,
oh, okay. Oh,
the original Raspberry.
yeah, I got one of those somewhere.
One of those is somewhere in this
Yeah,
pile of
here.
stuff. I could set somebody up really well with a Raspberry Pi. A whole bunch of accessories for Raspberry Pi.
Phone accessories.
That's an Arduino add-on board.
No, yeah.
It's pretty much what you're looking at.
You plug that on top of your Pi. And then use the Pi to program the Arduino. And then you got more I/O bits. And PWM that actually work.
Yeah, that was probably the big one. And analog. There's analog
Okay.
pins.
Oh, goes in there.
That's another one. Oh, we got more stuff. Oh,
Well,
oh,
he brought the cupcake.
Now he brought the food, yeah.
yeah. Hey, he needs.
Will do.
Cable.
Cable.
HDMI, oh.
Yeah.
There's HDMI and then there's
Display
display by display.
by display. Mm. Display by display,
Display port mail on both ends.
oh, display port, what about just HDMI, plain HDMI?
Nope, none of those.
Oh, HDMI to display port, now, what, it has the adapter built into it?
No, this is display by display.
Yeah, that's just
Oh,
wired.
To a display port,
If
oh,
you've
okay,
got display port to HDMI, then there's an adapter
oh,
of
okay.
sorts. What's the occasion?
It's Thursday.
Our dog was made for it.
Yeah.
May 4th.
My wife says, may the 4th be with you.
We thank you.
Yeah.
You coming shopping?
This is a cute little thing.
Yeah. The software for it is only available for Windows. Yeah, that's kind of why. That's kind of why it's in the box. It's the HDMI or the. Just so you know, that's kind of why it's there. There's all sorts of stuff here and I don't know what any of it is. You need all of it though. Every bit of it. We'll just throw it in. Yeah, nobody will know this.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
It's the, no.
Oh.
Use it, yeah. I am fairly sure that that is,
Display to display.
No, I was wondering what the other guy.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
it's the-
Or channel motor control.
Yeah, it's USB to C, right? Yeah, that's what all those are.
I'm looking for a bigger motor controller. 80 amp, 75 volt.
I don't even know where I got that from.
Or NAS, or
Those did not come from a,
that was pretty common printer for a while.
I'm pretty sure I bought a box of crap from an auction.
My
when they were in.
NAS, it's a shitty one, but. Trying to get all the data off of it, and it's all cross-linked and crap, cause it's the Taiwanese junky, no name on it. Supposed to be high speed, but it's
I
not.
think I
I
almost.
didn't mean to leave you out of the cupcakes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't have to worry about that.
There's another one sitting up on top of the gallery.
But there was something I was looking at, there's something else I just got too, that one of the, or not. Oh, external CD-ROMs. Or DVD-ROMs or whatever.
One watt.
I got 2 or 3 of those from a
I don't know what this
shop,
means.
but I don't have it.
Raspberry Pi based gateway for energy harvesting wireless networks. What is an energy harvesting wireless network?
Exactly.
It's got AC hum, it's got a coil. And it harvests its power from the surroundings. In
My-
A Tesla tower in New Jersey is broadcasting
Mhm.
this very thing.
My
Blew that up, didn't they?
my understanding when I was looking at that, you needed 2 of those to make it work. And there's another one somewhere in there.
Somebody's got a transmit.
I hear it having already.
This thing trying to hit. Oh, well,
They get the super all cleaned up for the summer.
No, I need to get rid of it. You gotta get rid of it. Yep, don't lose it.
Yeah, you mentioned your. Part with.
Oh,
I told Gail to sell it. She didn't sell it yet. Thank you.
well, the kid with me, something of display or something.
Because they're desirable.
Yeah,
Maybe.
for a lot, for a little. 89.
Winky's tab.
LEDs and
Okay.
but you gotta build it yourself, but it's clogged. You know, you put play.
An Arduino. With that.
Those are probably this shoe.
Yeah, but I'm looking to pay it. I've got,
For the Arduino, yeah.
yeah,
There are some Arduino boards somewhere that let's very latched onto them.
I'm trying to be nice, if somebody wants something from my phone, just say something. That's fine, I mean,
No, as long as your pile goes home with you or somebody else, I don't really care.
Okay, what is this thing?
I think. I think it is a light. You put it together and then, play music and it flashes lights.
Okay. You all that. There was a specific name.
please.
Yeah. They do 3 lights. They used them at every roller ring. One was, Usually, yeah, one dealt with low frequency, one with high, one mids.
That's what I think it is, cause you can see the microphone in there. And there's a bunch of LEDs.
And these sit across.
How are these little walkie-talkies? You need a funky.
It probably came from the same auction I got those motor drivers. Cause I bought a box of electronics, but, you know, just parts and things. I think I paid like $5 for the entire box, and there was a bunch of that kind of stuff in there.
When Olson Electronics was going out of business up by Northgate Mall. I begged my dad to take me up there, and I had $75 in my bank account. I got all my money out, we went to that, and they had boxes of. This stuff is $4, $5. Most expensive box was $10, and it had to weigh 35 pounds. Bought all of them I could.
That
That's not a mile away.
I went to an auction and there was a box, and I think there was some Raspberry Pis and there was something else, but it had a bunch of that kind of stuff in it. Just kit stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I think I paid like $5 for the entire box.
What, this one is to learn how to do surface mount soldering.
Okay,
Cause it's got, for each LED, it's got a transistor,
I
resistors, there's no cap.
I might believe that it was some sort of teaching kit or something, because a lot of the stuff that was in there was, you know, learn how to do this or.
But you're talking about boxes of odd lots. My wife's father was an auctioneer. And he had a stroke and he had aphasia, where he had trouble pronouncing words. He was great on numbers. So he could auction stuff off by the amount, but he couldn't tell you what it was in the box. And so he had a big guy that was helping him. And the guy's holding stuff up out of the box, and there's a little kid there with his grandmother, pulls out a knife and says, "Come here, I need it here." And the kid goes like that, gets behind his grandmother. And for the rest of the afternoon, the kid did nothing but make certain that his grandmother was behind him.
Big guy.
Big guy.
You need that, Steve. You know you want that. Don't bring that back to the file.
At this point. doing
Don't say
survey
what is it,
stuff,
what is not a question. You take it, no questions, no. You can ask questions.
Oh, Steve snuck it back into the file.
That's one way, it's gone.
If you touch it, it's yours.
Yeah.
I didn't touch it in an accident.
It's over 6 relay boards that are
The trash can's right over there, you go out the door, I mean.
figured that Linux will be able to see this, no problem. Out of the pile of them, I could only get one to work. I was sad. Ooh, 4 reels.
Yeah, I got that. I got that from Radio Shack.
Really? When they were still reasonable?
Yeah, so no, when they went out of business, I know I probably paid like 20 cents for that stupid thing. Never did anything with it. I just had to have it because
It was radio.
it was Radio Shack and they were going out of business.
That was the last chance. I never made it to any of the Radio Shacks that weren't cleaned out by the employees. In the electronic sections. The one guy was in there bragging, yeah, I bought the whole bin for $5. I don't know, I'll probably teach my kid how to do it when he gets older. I'm like, oh, I'll play with it myself.
Went to one Radio Shack and they had a bunch of broken quadcopters.
Yeah.
And I said, how much for all of them? And he told me some price and I went, I don't know, I probably should have taken it after I got home and I looked at what some of those quadcopters were worth.
Yeah.
I probably,
Parts of them with
yeah, well, he said they were all parts, that none of them worked right,
Yeah.
but even as parts, they had some decent money. I was like,
Well, as I say, probably take, you know, the messed up motor out of this one, take it out another one that's crushed and. They'll get
Piece together.
Yeah, piece together,
Yeah.
working ones.
There were probably 60 or 70 quadcopters in this box, and he said like $30, and he was hesitant about saying $30, and I was like, he was like, well, just make me an offer on it. And I'm like, I probably should have just said $10.
I'll tell you what, you give me $5 and I'll carry it out.
And your wife will be happy.
Yeah.
The thing is a lot of that probably would end up on this table because we are, how long ago was Radio Shack closing? Now it's still got.
Leslie, isn't there still like one store left or something?
There's a few.
Like I said, somebody had a picture on Facebook the other day of a store in Canada.
Okay,
They just sell.
which is your file here? Okay,
If there's something here.
no, I was just wanting to make certain I wasn't pilfering.
The only thing I really care about is these things right here.
Those radios work on just these batteries. They just take AAA batteries.
Have you been holding out on him all this time?
I need that after eating the cake. Thank you.
I got a bag, $5 per bag.
Yeah,
So
might need a bag.
that
Here's the
board
bag.
you just picked up,
That,
Steve,
Yeah. Web programmable Arduino clone.
it is a Leonardo. The website for programming it over the web is no longer around. It does not have Leonardo firmware on it, so you need to flash a new bootloader with the Leonardo firmware on it.
Okay, that's not your thing to do.
It's not bad. I've made a video about how to do it. It's not as straightforward as it should be.
Really?
Yeah. There's a video on YouTube somewhere.
Reset twice quick.
I think I had to stick a capacitor in there or something somewhere to get it to do it.
My recollection on the Arduinos I've got, if you are on the Leonardo, if you short once, you get about a second. If you short twice, you get 10.
Okay.
Um,
I think I had,
I don't know if that's in the firmware, or in which case you don't, or it's in hardware.
yeah. I had a couple other things that Linux just would not program until I put the actual Leonardo firmware on them. Anyway, there's two of those boards that have been open that have already been done somewhere, so.
Okay. I'm just impressed at a network check on. Leonardo.
That's
It's gotta be slow.
It's probably
It's not even giving me 10 megabits though.
10-100 maybe.
Of 10, and with a processor that's running at 8 megahertz. It can't be faster than,
But it's using the same wireless or the same Ethernet chip that the Ethernet board.
Well, yeah, but you can't get data into that chip quick enough. I mean, it takes 2 clock cycles to write a byte, so now you're down to 4 megabytes per second tops, absolute best.
Okay. All I know is I never really had a problem with, of course, I wasn't trying to do. Like. Sort of web, video or anything.
Wicked device, isn't it in business anymore?
They are still in business, but the website for that,
Yeah.
for that particular thing. Went away a long time ago.
Another wicked device.
Yeah, probably gonna be. No,
It is, it's the same thing, but unpopulated.
okay,
Now, why they did that, I don't know. But there's a good board for practicing surface mount crap.
or this one's already assembled.
That's for those
Oh,
do
no,
it yourself.
there's a transistor hanging out in there.
There is temperature probe or something,
Ah, okay, so DS 1218 or whatever.
yeah.
That's one of the things I need to check. So what I want to do. Marla really likes roses. So did the ex-wife, and this thought started a long time ago. I want to do a terrarium that will maintain itself. Water itself, run a fan every now and then to lower humidity. I want to be able to give her flowers. but didn't work for it. Poor Kate for the thing, so.
Automation flower technology.
Yeah. Problem is, the seeds cost you as much as the flowers now from the.
Yeah, actually miniature roses are pretty cheap.
That was the flash,
Ah, okay.
and there's another brand new.
Anybody else want one? Okay,
So those,
Winners you, sir.
you need to use an FTDI chip to program,
okay.
but. So it's not real, I forget what I had to do, I had to do something funky to get it to take the new firmware though. Yeah. You shouldn't have too much trouble getting it to do it.
And after it's flashed, you program it over USB or FPGA?
FTDI, USB is just for power.
Okay.
Who was that was talking about having Alexa set up in his home, and he wanted to make certain that the tub didn't overflow. He wanted to put a water sensor tape to the inside of the bathtub. But his wife wouldn't have it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah. Yeah, he was, I think he got a job, went to work. He started doing work, yeah, I think he came back and he found a job, real job. What was that, the guy that was working with a company out of California? He was working with a company out of California that did burglar alarms and went into the courtrooms, monitored the courtrooms and that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, is that the same guy I think that's the same.
You're talking about,
That's right.
well, no, I've done work for him. He works at Response over here across the street.
You're missing all the stuff, Vicente.
Oh, you see, I see.
Stuff,
My God.
you need stuff.
We have
I,
cupcakes.
I have no car now.
What happened to your car?
My wife stolen.
It's gone.
Enough said. I had to say his wife. We would know.
We'll put a cupcake in the cabinet for next time you come.
What I am missing there?
This gave us the opportunity for everybody else. To get some electronics.
Yeah.
Isn't they just taking the car?
Is that Mike Sullivan?
Yeah,
Is that Mike Sullivan there?
Yes, it is, Mike, right?
the chef.
Good to see you, Mike Sullivan.
Use it. That's another one of those nodes.
Hey, they had at one of the wrestling matches, they had chickens, rubber chickens there. And Svengoolie put out a note saying that he had nothing to do with it.
Is that right?
There's not a sticker that doesn't have.
It's in the news.
An Arduino. And a couple of what you can robots,
And a couple of whatchamajiggies.
the laser guys.
Okay.
Gravity pods.
I had a pile of Raspberry Pi stuff there in the.
Oh,
Oh,
Who is cleaning? Who is cleaning the attic?
do what?
Who is cleaning the attic or the storage or whatever?
That's
Storage.
Leroy is dumping.
Whose attic is being cleaned out?
Oh,
There-
yeah, well, I've been
There-
trying to get rid of stuff for a while,
Okay, okay.
you know. That's
Can
one.
I throw something out there? My friend bought a house. He's gonna put a greenhouse in. And he wants to use an Arduino or Raspberry Pi to hook to a motor to open louvers or windows based on the temperature, on and off. And this is down the road. So if you guys know, I'll start looking and researching. And it's a long-term thing, but that's what he wants to do, be able to control that via temperature to regulate his greenhouse windows.
Probably.
So that's definitely doable and available, but most people just use them that are filled with beeswax. Beeswax has a weird temperature coefficient of expansion. And
I moved stuff around, I didn't realize.
they automatically open. They're cheap. They're like $8 for a strut about that long that'll lift the window 2 feet square.
So you use beeswax, you said?
Yeah,
I'm sure there
might be paraffin, whatever.
really was another motor or something.
Can you send me some links and I'll start researching it for him? Not now, you don't have to do it now, but whenever. He moved to a house in Gratis, he's gonna put a greenhouse in, and that's what he wants to do down the road, so I told him I'd help him out.
Um,
I mean, we're talking like a year from now,
Thank you.
maybe 2. He's got a 4-year plan. How you doing, Mike Jones? Mike Sullivan?
I'm doing pretty good. Got the motor controller.
Okay, they've gone up in price. They're now
It's just
$27.
T-motor. and stuff.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna take these and they're gonna occupy space. That sounds like a good plan.
I Googled
I like that plan.
wax greenhouse window opener.
Wax greenhouse window opener. I'll do it right now.
They have a lock on. Front loading
That's
washers
a Linux
that uses that same wax technology.
board.
It heats up and pushes the pin. and
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can still. get
$20 for a
Why would you want to only lock it when it's?
pot.
Well, you can load close it and then when they put water in.
It's
You don't want to be
probably
able to open the door. and have
along
all
the same
water.
lines as the original Raspberry Pi.
A front
So
loading
it's got Wi-Fi on board.
like something.
First, I've never had one that worked for more than 3 years.
Okay, enable shares.
And they're all
Man, you slipping up, man. You slipping.
Well, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. You
Yeah.
you gotta forgive me.
like $600.
Okay. Everybody can share.
Thank you.
So you said you got some motor drivers in there somewhere?
Well, I did.
Okay,
I think they,
I think they came over here.
You guys fight among yourself. Fight, fight.
Okay, you have to cupcake.
Got two of them. That red board is a microcontroller. I think it's an Arduino Uno. It's got two motor drivers. Or it could drive two motors on it.
So there they are, Mike.
Those are. And. That is a
Eight
motor
by the
controller
division now.
for something else.
Okay.
It's
got a big footprint too.
yeah, that's a big boy, but that's. I think that's the last motor control. I think
That's
motor,
4-channel.
yeah, this is a 4-channel motor controller. So it means you could drive four thingamabobs.
DCs or 2-steppers.
In theory. But I think that's all the motor, I think the motor controllers all disappeared from them.
And that big one also does current sensing.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Current
Yes.
sensing.
That's what it's for, big blue resistors in the middle. Yeah.
Come in handy in a lot.
Hey, Steve, you said they're $7. I'm looking at $125 for,
$20 from Ken Ray or something.
I'll show you again.
Ken Bar, Ken Dash Bar,
what dash bar?
Ken, Ken,
KEN dash bar, okay.
$19.50. Get it by the 11th of May.
Sure, everybody.
KEN dash bar, wax greenhouse.
735 on AliExpress. Which is where they all came
Where
from.
they came. That you? I don't want to take stuff.
There's the ad, Mike.
Everybody gets
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
Adapter.
a free empty adapter.
Do you know how many of these I have thrown away? Oh my God.
Millions.
Yeah.
Nobody's interested in the Galileo?
I'll take it if it's still on the table, like nobody else wants it. I don't need it. but I'll
Don't.
say.
Put it in his bag.
Yeah.
You don't have to say, I'll take, if you say I take it, then it's yours.
Yeah.
3520 or something.
I was gonna say, I'd tinker with it probably, but I didn't wanna be.
You don't want to be
Nice that it's
greedy.
X86.
Yeah.
Ish.
No,
Okay, I think this motor controller, if that's what it is, I think that's going back in the offer pile.
Uh-oh. That's a motor controller. It's just a small motor controller.
Is that one of the single chip
Single,
audio amp things
single chip, two motors,
or one step?
or one stepper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that chip was developed as an audio drive. An audio amplifier. It was what I think it is.
Probably is.
It'll drive 50 watts without a heat sink and 100 with a good heat sink.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like 35 and 100.
it's probably the same one you're thinking of. You want it? Okay.
Sorry.
So you call an Uber and you send it over to Vicente's house, right?
He needs an Uber because he doesn't have a car, so
Yeah.
it works out, it's a dual function.
Vicente, I have a thing in the back of my car for you that I think you'll appreciate.
We have a in-person meeting the next week. I think so, right?
Be in person next week?
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I'll bring you next week.
Okay, I'll be there. Thank you.
Now, is that the tote on the table more goodies?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Pass the goodies down.
high quality cameras,
Cameras.
all cameras.
Well, the FRS radios were in that box at one point, but they all ended up somewhere else.
I have a camera that I just came across a couple of days ago. An old IBM 640 by 480. It's about that big around, and about that thick. It looks kind of like a clown with the lens poking out. Well, this was a decent camera. We have one of these.
This camera that I'm using right now,
Mhm.
it's only a 640. It's not horrible. Could be better. I'll probably change it in. But I found that was an old camera that we were using a long time ago. And I found out that Linux could actually drive it.
You can drive this one,
It's,
2 megapixel.
well, no, I mean, this one has pan and tilt.
Oh, nice.
So let me guess, these two go together,
Yeah,
and then these two, which one's better of the two?
they're about the
Sweet.
same.
Got the new Google glasses or what?
Laser protection.
Laser protection.
So you've been playing with the laser?
Yeah, always. This is the green. I don't know why they have different colors for the same thing.
Different color lasers.
No, it's the same one. It's red.
Well, everyone uses it. Only got batteries on it still. It's got a battery.
But its mate doesn't have the battery.
Yeah. I was like, these two are like really light, and then this one was like really heavy, and I'm like, why is it so much heavier? Batteries in it.
There's a battery in it, which is probably beyond being bad.
I don't think it's, the rest of them, not genuine zombies.
What, you got a yo-yo?
Sorry. I thought it was yellow at first too.
So all the Motorola's you shouldn't have any problem talking, the same channel, same channel.
Oh, yeah.
But if you grab that, you probably have to figure out, they will talk to each other, but you probably have to figure out, channel 1 is probably channel 14.
Oh, I don't know.
No, they need to go away, Barry. You have more than 2 people living with you.
Well, if I'd ever even used the two, to be honest.
You just call on the phone. You could throw them at the kids. Yeah. When they're misbehaving.
Video game shield. Anyone?
What do you mean by
Anyone?
video game building?
It's a put together. You put it together. It slaps onto an Arduino.
It's on a screen with buttons.
Do what?
It's on a screen, TFT screen.
No.
Like a LED.
No, this goes to composite. It goes out to composite and you plug it into your TV set
Okay.
After you solder it all together.
after you put it together.
Yeah.
There actually were sketches written for it and whatever, but it's one of those projects that
This little 2 megapixel camera.
I don't need it.
It almost. It was, if that supported
Does that-
USB 3,
Does that fit on
you get.
that stand? There's a stand.
No,
One of those Logitechs would fit on that
no,
stand.
this is just Flippy.
Okay. I don't know what happened to the camera that goes last. Oh,
Just
yeah,
click.
it's just a quick, yeah.
But it's tiny. Last meeting I had, I forgot my camera. So, I think so, yeah, I wasn't there.
Last meeting,
I
you
can-
were still at work, I think.
I'm sorry, last of my meetings.
Oh. Never mind.
Yeah, because I had to use my phone again. I'll just put this in my meeting bag and leave it.
It'll be an all right backup camera, spare.
They go.
That was my very, very first IP camera.
Just do PoE. There's PoE in there. That one might be.
I don't think that's POE either.
I had a DV camera very similar to that. I don't remember what the deal was with it.
Why haven't I already not feeling with it?
Doesn't list PoE.
That's a Wi-Fi there.
Hmm?
Good answer, it's a Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's also got Ethernet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, related to DB Cooper, jumps out of the plane.
Never to be seen again.
I'm really
The
shocked
paperwork shows up downstream.
I threw away that many USB three.
Yeah, the one I have like that is a
Want some?
Foscam knockoff. It's
That
a
is,
Foscam there.
Maybe to be USB three. High speed. My USB three. That's supposed to be.
I don't have anything that.
4 degrees. Yeah, that was.
I get a guys that's supposed to be gigabit. And it does like. Going through USB two. So that's from.
So that will fix that problem.
Well, but
Oh, that's weird.
what did I say I've got from, oh, external CD-ROM DVD drives. I got a USB three plug on them, I don't.
Never seen one that wasn't threaded.
In my house.
That's where I've seen that plug at. On a USB
External.
external drive. Yeah,
A long time.
I don't have any of those, but
I got four, you want one?
no,
There's one laying on the floorboard of my car right now, I think.
I really don't. I really, look, do you see how much stuff I'm trying to get rid
I'm
of?
trying to help, you know, like if I'm taking this off, you can have some of my stuff. I'm happy to share.
Share.
That's a great endorsement. I got one laying on the floorboard of my car.
Well, so I got
I-
like 4 or 5 of them in the last freaking couple months between the friend down the street that died cleaning out their house and the shop going out of business.
Actually, Barry, I've got some blank CDs in the trunk of my car if you. need those.
I need CDs like I need a hole in the head.
I got my CDs, just got a brand new stack. Well, I like that.
I've got
I can't-
DVDs, I got CDs, I've got.
Yeah, I can't remember the last
Cool.
time I've actually used a CD.
I use them for to scare the deer. You put them on the string and a swivel.
All of them
Oh,
still
yeah. put 'em out, yeah.
flashy.
Did you ever have this thing charged up?
No.
Didn't you?
Do I?
I thought you did a talk on that little thing once upon a time, didn't you?
There were 2 of those somewhere. And one of
That's
them,
impressive.
one of them I played with and the other one. I never got around to playing with it. But I- but I-
Up to replace the battery by now is.
But I think Jim was the one that actually told us about those.
Ah, you found it.
That what goes on there?
I believe it does,
Or
as my sister-in-law says, if it doesn't, force it.
There you go.
So this says that it does 19.2 by 1080, but I'm pretty certain that's interpolated. I'm wondering what this thing really does, because this has its compatibility listed as Windows ME 2000 XP 2003 Vista.
Jim had a few of those. That's why I bought those and I never used them. I was gonna
Windows
stick
ME,
them on a
though,
robot.
I was surprised that they would acknowledge that in the timetable in which Vista was listed. Since from what I understood, Microsoft pretty much worked with me about 3 months in.
Yeah, Vista did not last long.
Well, the Vista was around for 2 years or so before 7 rolled out. But yeah, they never acknowledged me even being an operating system after 2001.
Hey, you really don't hear people talk about Mead anymore, do you?
Well, they actually had a thanking Microsoft for all their operating systems, and that one wasn't even on the chart.
That's. It's a good operating system.
Somebody's response to that was they added me and they were thank you, not you.
Yeah, I mean, as much hate as ME gets. Every time I would install it on hardware that was actually certified for it, it worked fantastic.
Well, so I had a friend who had bought a computer that was specifically for that. And he swore by it being like one of the best operating systems he ever used.
Who is user? Says user is waiting in the waiting room.
He's joining now. Oh,
We don't know who user is.
Ray's phone.
Probably.
It's one of the aliens from this island Earth.
What's this thing?
Oh, no video. Okay,
Well, refresh my memory here. What was the operating system that always gave you a blue screen that said, to avoid seeing this message, always shut down your machine properly?
98.
98?
Must have been.
wow.
I think I all did that.
So we have an anonymous user watching the,
Hello, anonymous user.
Who doesn't have a microphone or a camera?
The Chinese.
I don't
He's
know.
muted. Yeah,
He doesn't have
have the camera turned off and no mic. Okay.
Art wouldn't do that, would he?
No, Art always says Art. So. These were weird little,
Looks like some kind of LED.
yeah, it was a weird little,
Slight tracking or something.
embed board.
Some looks like
So you programmed it with the embed website.
So this goes with.
That one was unpopulated and was just supposed to be a keychain.
Oh, so there was a keychain.
Yeah,
Corey, that's why I was like curious. I thought it was full string. Or full cord for a second.
Sorry, I thought you meant that.
so that was a Kickstarter project
Hmm.
and they gave everybody an unpopulated
Wanted to be a keychain.
as a keepsake,
Yeah.
which and see how far that got. I played with this for a little bit. I mean, I made the lights flash and do. You want it?
You don't want it, I mean,
This is what I had hooked up to my Octaprint. 720p work tray.
Those were pretty good.
Those are actually really good cameras.
Yeah.
Thanks for the bag.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, I also did.
Can I offer you a cupcake for it?
Take two. It's on.
What's the yellow and black?
The yellow and black thing.
This KSO 30.
That is,
East field yellow.
for a microbit. It's a motor driver for a microbit.
Ah, okay.
Those are the ones you want.
I'm fine with these, but if you,
It doesn't
you
matter.
know,
They call it.
you know, I don't need it, but.
There you go. It's more stuff I don't have to. Deal with later.
Go play in the wood. You guys are bad influences. I about as much space as I freed up this week. Can I interest anybody in a computer? We're really pushing i3s and i5s because I just don't want them.
Decent i5s?
Probably.
Probably. We
Somewhere-
sell our stuff. pretty
Somewhere
good.
between third and fifth or sixth gen.
Mm.
I mean, they're usable.
I like that tone. They're usable.
I mean, you're not gonna play real high-end video games on it, but I mean,
But they're guaranteed to be affected by gravity.
they'll hold anything down. They'll surf the web with the right Linux distro on it, or
They will make great door stops.
yeah, they'll play movies from indie server or watch YouTube or, you know.
And with the right
i3
Linux
probably
on them.
not so much.
I can do
You put them in on YouTube.
1080p on a Raspberry Pi.
Well, yeah, that's true.
My i3 is still kicking. I mean,
Well,
it's doing better than the i5, but not quite as good as the AMD that I bought.
2 or 3 of the, what were those, 380s? That you
Mhm.
gave me?
Oh,
One of them runs like a dead dog.
really?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's bad. Like, shoot yourself in the head. Well,
Wonder
it
if it's
takes
got
5 minutes to boot.
Bad memory or something.
Bad
Yeah, I
cache.
never sat down really, like, some of our machines got zatted by a surge. Cause one of the 710s kind of went wonky too.
Those should have all been about the same. They should have
But-
been
Yeah.
i5 5th gen, 4th gen.
The i5
Well, the
that
i5 are fine. There was like an i3.
One was an i3. Okay.
And I mean, it takes Windows 10 like 5 minutes to boot, another
They-
5 or 6 minutes to log in.
How long for Mint?
I haven't. They're nuked it to replace it. So I haven't messed with it in my life. So we got bought, I ended up with all the computers back. So I've got all the computers from the office in the closet. Except for my desktop and the 2 710s that were i5s or 710s. But I got a couple 7010s that are i7s too. I forget, is that 6th gen, the 7010s? They're nice computers, I don't know, I had some dude interested in them, but he just wants the CPU, but I hate to kill a computer just to have a CPU.
I've got some Xeon CPUs.
He was specifically looking for an i7
Um,
3770. That's what was with the
Okay.
710,
geez.
7010s.
the i5 that I got from Steve runs great. It's a nice, solid machine. The i5 that I bought myself
Dead dog.
is horrible.
He looked at this, is it the RAM match?
Oh, wait, I
Or
bought,
just a single
I bought mine new, but it's single threading. It doesn't have, it's a dual core.
Hmm.
And no threading at all. It's just a dual core.
So,
And the i3 that I've got shows, Linux treats it as a quad core.
our office had basically all the girls out front are the phone people, except for two had, Dell 7010s from a refurb shop from somewhere here in town.
Worth about $35 a piece.
Well, no, they all ran like crap. So like just before we got bought, I'd gone through, none of them had matching RAM.
Yeah,
One only had one
but
of them.
amongst the group, there was nothing right.
No, I took like my whole, like I've got like a little fish box full
Right.
Mhm.
of, tackle box full of RAM that I've cannibalized from other computers and made matching RAM for all of them. But like one of them had an 8 gig chip in it, just one. So it was running single threaded.
Yeah,
And then the other ones had like, one had like a 12 millisecond chip and the other one had like a 13 or something. And it was a different company even, and it was like, I mean, they all ran like crap, and I was like, didn't understand, I like put in matching RAM, all of a sudden everything ran faster.
Yeah.
Um,
I forget what it was, but I had something years ago that it had 2 gigs of memory, and I found another 2 gig stick and stuck it in and showed up as 4 gigs, but it went to half speed. Because one was double-sided and one was single-sided.
Yeah, well,
It was all-
so one was like that, and then one of them had a 2 gig
Something's
chip and a 1
happening.
gig chip. So it had 3 gigs of RAM in it, and so, I mean, why in the heck a refurb shop would have even popped those open and done that?
Yeah,
Unless they got all the computers without RAM, or, because like I know NKU sells their computers with all the RAM chips pulled. I don't-
really.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why
Do a
they
quick-
sell.
Well,
the-
it's the drive.
User
Well, no,
says
that's
it's Ray,
Or the hard drive,
Yeah.
and then they sell the RAM as box.
and he has
So if you don't buy the
he's-
box of RAM.
on the phone.
Why they do that?
There's Ray.
Sell you.
The missing,
So it's user
When
Ray,
does NKU?
we got 2 users, we got the
sits
user
on the
and Ray.
gov deals like
Oh.
PC and all that.
And
Nah,
Ray,
it's just me.
Oh, okay.
well, we were trying to figure out who user was.
I was trying to use the desktop PC to log in and do the
Yeah.
video, and
Hmm.
I gave up. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna use my phone.
Short the
Ah.
drive, short the RAM.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no sound, no video. I'm like, oh, this is just a puppet show.
That's why I
Well,
tried to buy
yeah,
a box of RAM.
You showed up and it said no video and there was no mic listed or
Good
anything.
cupcakes.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
That's all good.
I was trying to figure out what was going on, but
Well, there's one for each of us and spare.
I don't know.
so are you in town?
If they were here. would
I
they
am
have-
like 4 miles away over at the urgent care.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
He has the building.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right.
All right. Well, you missed the giveaway stuff.
Oh man,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's all right. I got rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm happy.
So,
They take that, or we need to put in this thing?
maybe it's good that I missed it.
Yeah, you would take the rest of it, Ray. Just because.
The rest of it.
Thank
Where
you.
I laid them over the outside, so you can kind of see what's in the box.
That one's decent. That's a pretty good thing. Oh, wait. That's a Logitech, so yeah, it's probably,
That one's another 720p.
yeah.
That's probably the worst camera.
Well, this is the thing you get rid of,
Yeah.
That just has a cover.
It
No, that one's 720.
Oh, okay. This has a cover plate, and it says HD 720.
they're all
Yeah.
pretty much the same camera.
But
They're
I like
just-
this one because it's covered with.
Oh. Yeah, so you could close the
Lid.
close it if you don't want to be seen or whatever.
What's this though?
Yeah, but it's like a 4-layer cap.
Oh, it's a clamp.
I think so.
Or I think-
It's a clamp if my laptop was
I think you need to
wider.
keep unfolding it about another 90 degrees.
Wrigley Spearman will fix that.
If my laptop was wider, that's what it's for. It's sort of. You just get to figure out how to mount it to your monitor. I think that was probably like when CRTs were still a thing or something. Or maybe the thicker monitor, desktop monitors.
Oh, well.
I think it keeps folding down some. Doesn't it?
No. But it
There
does,
you go.
but it does twist.
There. So that everything on.
That fancy.
It's the
Now we went to that.
Mark cousin to Rivers to
Yeah, still,
Well, it's for
it's for a desktop
a
monitor.
desktop monitor. So it'd go up like side monitor would go to.
You probably could just work that mount to even just set it on the table,
Well,
something like that, yeah.
Well, Jim, last time I was on the video, you said something about Gail possibly wanting those display to display cameras.
Display what?
The display to display cables that Gail might possibly want those.
Display.
Yeah. Those,
Display-
to
display-
try to sell them on eBay.
Oh, okay. Let me try to sell them. So, okay. Yeah,
I have nothing that will use them.
okay. So
No, I-
then,
I didn't actually know
I may have to get clear to them what they are again, but yeah, well, okay. Anything else you want to sell? You want to
But
sell?
you had many display.
If whatever she would like to try to cover,
Okay,
I want nothing done.
Those,
okay.
those,
We can
Sound.
try to sell those. Those are probably decent
So,
cables.
My
Okay.
5820.
Now, what is that? This is
USB 3,
I don't need four.
USB
I gotta figure out what I
3,
did
A to
with
B,
one,
A to B, USB 3,
but
A to B. Okay.
I'm kind of sad. I don't know what I did with it.
those are probably
One of these
expensive.
bags in my bedroom.
These are, these,
Same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was really surprised. I looked on Amazon and you corrected me that the newer ones are the miniature. version,
Yeah.
full size. They're going for $14 a piece.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like $20 a piece now for the damn
Yeah,
power cords.
I mean, even if Gail threw them up on eBay for $5 a piece, she could make a small fortune off of them. Somebody will buy them.
I found them in a dumpster. So I had
They're
nothing
short, though.
invested in them except my humiliation of climbing in and not being able to get out of the dumpster.
okay. Yeah,
I
maybe
figured
so
out
we'll
one.
get some cupcakes or something.
Just in case, but. No. My 58 Dell Precision takes 4 micro.
We are 3 minutes away from 7 o'clock.
And Gail does like to sell stuff, that's what she does. When she comes in from work, she's trying to flip stuff. And she goes to auctions and flips stuff.
When I
She
was,
drives me crazy.
Did she get traction on that? Cause it's like, I'm not real good at selling these computers. I give you a list.
when I
She got
was,
enough following that they'd probably go.
yeah, when I was selling stuff a lot on eBay, it was stuff like that I loved because you can make one listing and just relist it or just put however many you got
You got 50 of them, go.
and let them go.
Well, I've been listing on Craigslist and I have had so many no-shows. Oh, yeah, we want that. It's free, just come get it. Oh, well, can you deliver
No.
it? It's free, just come get it. Well, I can't make it Tuesday, can you hold it until July?
Yeah, just let them go. Yeah, well, I bet one of some of those turkey cookers, I went to the place and I called her, said, where are you? She said, well, I couldn't make it over. My son's got the car. Could you come over? Goodbye. You don't understand who you're talking to. Goodbye. Just say goodbye, be nice, but goodbye.
I tried to sell those stupid phones on Craigslist.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Good to see everyone, especially the other mics.
Yeah, good to see you, Mike.
I'll see everybody next week. We're live next week. Come next week. There'll probably be more toys.
In person, okay?
All right.
Like
See you guys later.
response.
See ya.
Bye.
The one guy